Okay, welcome to the Indian Rocks Beach Regular City Commission meeting, Tuesday, June 4th, 2024. I'd like to call this meeting to order. If you all could stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Lauren, would you do the roll call?
Commissioner White?
Present.
Vice Mayor Wilson? Present. Commissioner Bond?
Present.
Commissioner Bigelow?
Present.
Mayor Hausberg?
Here. Let's move on to the presentation, the report of the Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. Jeff, do you want to come forward? No, you're not the sheriff, sorry.
Good evening, Mayor, Council. My name is Sergeant John Shield with Pinellas County Sheriff's Office. I'm here to, unfortunately, we don't have the stats because of the change of the date of the meeting tonight. So if you have any specific questions, I can try to get that answered for you. But we don't have the stats for this month as of yet because of the change of time. So I apologize for that.
I don't have any questions. Does anybody have any questions?
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good evening.
Thank you. Now the report of the Suncoast Fire and Rescue District.
Good evening, everyone, Mayor, Commissioners. Jeffrey Davidson, Fire Chief. For the month of May, just for Indian Rocks Beach alone, there were 76 calls for emergency services into Indian Rocks Beach, 61 medical calls, which were handled by Pinellas Suncoast Fire Rescue paramedics and EMTs, which included motor vehicle crashes, water rescues, a near drowning, cardiac events, stroke, and trauma alerts. There were 15 fire-related calls, including an outside fire, a structure fire, fuel spills, gas odors, and elevator emergencies. I've been giving you updates on the newest fire station to better serve Indian Rocks Beach, especially the northern end of Indian Rocks Beach. So we're under contract with purchase of property, and we'll be moving forward, hopefully, in the very near future, in the next few months, into getting into design and have that station up and running as soon as possible. We brought for display Steve Race. I know you met Steve last month. He was here for me. He's our newest district chief, so he's responsible for the 24-hour operations that go on throughout the cities that we serve. So he brought it up here for display. We have our newest jet ski that's going in service over the next few weeks. I've been telling you about it. It's outside if anybody would like to see it. And that was training still ongoing with that, but that was purchased by the district knowing that it's a donation from two very, very extremely nice citizens that we serve, and they're paying for it. So
does the mayor get to ride on it?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. Correct answer.
All right, we'll have that out. We're trying to do some demos and things. We're planning to do an open house, so we started doing that. But when we get the stations built in a better place, but when you see training, anytime if you want to come out there, we'd love to have you see what we do out there. We'll have the busiest water rescue program in the entire county. Last year was 159 calls for service on that. So it's pretty busy. So we'll have that out there. That's an addition. We also have a quick response boat that we use to launch off the beach, and we have a regular boat that's on the intracoastal side. So when we open up the additional station, we'll have a watercraft at each of the stations on the beach.
Okay.
So that's the goal. Let's see here. tell you about that. And then we've been working diligently to update our disaster plans and our emergency operations plans. Hurricane season started, right, June 1st in November, right? So we want to be involved with everybody in helping out how we can make sure we work together as a team.
Jeff, for us that don't know, can you describe where the new firehouse is going to be?
Yes. So it is going to be in the very northern end, right off of 24th Avenue, about a block in from Gulf Boulevard, which is perfect because we serve Indian Rocks Beach and Indian Shores. We also serve Bel Air Beach and Bel Air Shore. And what I've been demonstrating for a few years now is that the distance between our station in Indian Rocks Beach and the station in Clearwater is just too far away. So we've been working on that. We were able to locate some property. That's going to be an additional fire station. So the plan is to have an advanced life support fire truck there with 3 paramedic firefighters on it to better serve the northern end. You know, when you go down specifically Harbor Drive and all those fingers that are back there, we can't get there fast enough from the station we're at. So adding that station was extremely important. We hope to have that station in service in the next 2 years, if all goes well on there, and then we'll be able to, better serve the communities as well.
Great, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Are you moving to the new firehouse?
Am I moving? No,
Yeah.
I go home at night. I've got Steve stays here 24 hours a day. There's 3 shift commanders and they take turns. No, and we're also, we'll know for sure next week, but it looks good. I went and worked in Tallahassee on appropriations to try and remodel or rebuild our station that's on First Street. And we didn't get all the money, but it looks like we're going to get enough money to do a nice renovation over there, about $1 million. So we should have, they haven't announced the budget, it doesn't look like it's going to get cut. So we'll be able to rejuvenate that station as well, make it healthier for the firefighters, and try to make that building up to ADA compliance and some life safety things that should go in there. So we're thankful for that. So a lot going on in the district. We have a new fire truck that will be here maybe in a month. They did the final inspection last week on it. My logistics chief and 2 firefighters went up to do the final inspection, and that truck should be delivered in about a month, and we hope to have it in service by August. And we'll be doing a traditional housing ceremony on that to bless the truck. It's pretty cool the way we do it, so we'll make sure that everyone's invited, the community is invited, the commission's invited, and city manager's invited, and Lauren's invited. All right?
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll get it out there. All right?
Can you make it a cool day when you do it?
I'll try. If
Okay.
not, we'll stand out there with fans and
Okay.
do what we can do. All right? All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we're going to open up the floor for public comment. Any member of the audience may come forward, give their name and address, and state any comment or concern they may have regarding any matter over which the City Commission has control, excluding agenda items. All statements made to the City Commission shall be made to the City Commission as a whole, not directed to any individual City Commission member, and no personal, impertinent, or slanderous remarks shall be permitted. No speaker shall be interrupted, and no debate shall occur between the speaker and the City Commission. This public comment is open for 3 minutes, time limit per speaker. Who would like to speak tonight? Come on up.
Please state your name and address for the record.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Could you speak into the microphone?
Yeah,
Thank you.
David Gardella, property owner at 2207 Bay Boulevard and 2307 Bay Boulevard, which are apartment buildings, and I live just a couple blocks north of here in Bel Air Beach. I want to talk about, I've been a resident here for 35 years. Loved it when we moved in here, love it even more now after all these years. Everyone, including city manager, Mr. Mims, does a great job. And for the last 15 years, as I mentioned, we've owned these 2 apartment buildings on Bay Boulevard. They're unfurnished annual rentals, so the residents are full-time year-round residents. A lot of them stay there year-round for many years, so they're good quality people, fortunately for us. But I'm here tonight to talk about the issues with no parking signs that within the last month or two, few weeks, I guess, have been erected throughout the whole city. Basically, every street east of Gulf Boulevard has a no parking sign on it. Right, Greg? Unless you get out to the fingers on 20th Avenue or 12th or 18th Harbor Drive, every street going into those areas, 100% of the streets in Indian Ranch right now, has absolutely no parking. So we went from a town that used to have overflow parking, and I understand the concept wanting to maybe limit the beachgoers from parking in the neighborhoods. But now 24/7, 365, you can't park on our streets in the city of Indian Rocks Beach. And it's becoming a hardship for the residents that live here full-time, whether it's visitors that they have, guests that come visit them, or family members with extra vehicles without being able to park on the road. Hoping we can find a middle ground somewhere between the intent of the city and the residents that are being affected by this. Also, the amount of signs. There is hundreds and hundreds of these signs where I think we can maybe eliminate them, kind of like you got the blue sign as you come off of Gulf Boulevard. All the avenues got a blue sign about noise ordinance, which are very nice. Maybe just add something to that sign about no parking in the city. If not, you'll get ticketed. Instead of having a sign every 50 feet. There's an intersection between 21st Avenue and Bay Boulevard and 21st and 2nd Street. It's a 100-foot long little block. There's 10 signs on that little block. 2 stop signs and 8 no parking signs. It's becoming a visual blight on the city to have all these signs throughout every single street. Anyway, just if you can consider that, I think it's something we need to address. Plus, residents need to have the ability to park with their decal so we can monitor
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you for your time.
Would anyone else like to speak?
My name is Gabrielle Antoni, and I live on 126 11th Ave in Indian Rocks Beach. So what I noticed the last couple of weeks, with more tourists, we have a problem with the trash on the beach. So I've seen the city staff come and clean out the trash, wonderful, but the trash cans are not enough. They are overflowing. And I think it's only at the weekend. During the week, it is okay with 1 trash can, but on the weekend, it seems like we have certain exits and entrances, like 12th Ave, 15th Ave. They are overflowing. It is on the beach. The wind blows it all over the place. And I think we are attracting seagulls, because I went this morning and all the stuff which was yesterday night in the trash can, I suspect it was the seagulls who took it all out, and then now it's all spread out. And so, we want a clean beach, but it's just gonna blow all over the place, And it really bothers me that our guests come, bring their chairs and their umbrellas, they break it, and then it's our job to clean it up. But that's something we probably can't, we don't have any control over it. But in certain areas, maybe somebody can look and see where the need is the most, have maybe 2 trash cans, and hope, or maybe put 1 trash can in where there's a lid so it can't flow over. I don't know, it will cost a lot of money probably to replace all these, and it's maybe more work for the staff to clean them out, but just an idea for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like to speak this evening? I'm closing the public comment. This is reports from the city attorney.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. As we sit here, we are roughly 3 months past the end of the legislative session. There are still several bills that have not been sent to the governor for signature, including Senate Bill 280. which is the bill concerning short-term rental regulations. So we continue to monitor that. As we've discussed in the past, that also informs the ongoing discussions between the parties in litigation, which remain productive, but subject to what is going on through the legislature. Otherwise, continuing to work with your city manager on a number of issues and looking at some ordinances and resolutions for the coming months. I was just actually just with your city manager at the FCCMA conference. That's the conference for the Florida City and County Managers Association this past week. I'll be presenting at the Institute for Elected Municipal Officials down in South Florida this weekend. For our newer members elected, the Florida League of Cities and Florida League of Cities University offers different educational resources, and I encourage you to consider those, not least of which because I'm often a part of them. But all the same, that's what's going on. I'm happy to answer any questions, comments, or concerns you have.
Does anyone have any questions for Randy? No, sir.
All right, thank you.
And next is the report from the city manager.
I have quite a list, so bear with me
Okay.
for a few minutes. Just want to give you, everyone, an update on projects and just various things that are going on. As far as maintenance and taking care of what we own, the entrance sign, which is the big sign at the intersection of 5th and Gulf, it was prepped and repainted. All of the pavilions at Brown Park, the Nature Preserve, and the 10th Avenue Park were prepped and painted. Capital equipment, we received and placed into service one Public Works flatbed truck, and we received and put into service one full-size pickup truck in Floyd Works, and we just received our first mid-size truck for code enforcement. We expect to receive a Packer truck, or what most folks refer to as a garbage truck, in April of in July of this year. We actually ordered it in April of 2023. That shows you the backlog of large trucks like that. Drainage projects. There's two drainage projects that are funded and underway. They're funded by the American Rescue Plan funds, and they're located near 454 and 456 Harbor Drive North, and 444 and 446 Harbor Drive North. And that, all of the drainage projects that we're doing now include water quality treatment boxes, where there are devices that are put in when we upgrade drainage, where at least twice a year we pull the big boxes out and it catches all the litter before it goes into the water. Those two projects include that. We just completed 2 Swift Mode projects. Those are projects that are funded half by city funds and half by the state. And those were at 208 16th Avenue and 601 2nd Street. And they also have the water quality treatment boxes in them. On the Guth Boulevard Undergrounding Project, phase 2 of the project has begun, and that's between 8th and 12th. And this includes the installation of conduit and pull boxes. The overall project is expected to be completed within another year, and the duration of the project is from 5th to 15th, and that's all county money that we're using for that. I want to remind the public and the commission that hurricane season has begun, and the way the process works, we work under the umbrella of Pinellas County. That's why, as a city, we don't have to, the commission doesn't have to pass special proclamations, emergency proclamations. Evacuation decisions are made by Pinellas County, and particularly the sheriff. When an evacuation order is given, everyone should leave. Not doing so places your life and the life of first responders at risk. And just to emphasize the point, there's 2 pieces of blue tape on each side of the auditorium tonight. You see about halfway down, there's one there, and there's one over here. That was the average water height in Sanibel when the hurricane hit Sanibel. So that's why it's important when they tell you to leave, because the survival rate of that amount of water coming in a beach town like us, your odds are not real great. After the wind gets to a certain speed and the water gets to a certain height, those that do such a great job protecting us day to day are not going to be able to get to you. So I'm going to leave that up during the hurricane season just to remind us all about how deep the water was in Sanibel. We have our own procedures and policies that we follow. storm comes in, we move all our rolling stock off the beach. We'll continue to provide sand and sandbags during a storm where a storm surge is predicted. But I would have to say, honestly, that generally using sandbags is a waste of time, because with us being living on a barrier island, sandbags are not going to do anything for you for storm surge. But we'll continue to make those available. We have, as part of being under the umbrella of the county, the city has 6 contracts with 6 debris removal companies and 2 debris monitoring firms. When you deal with FEMA, you have to approve a lot of things after the fact, and that's why these monitoring firms, they double check the calculations of what we haul off the beach, what our contractor hauls off the beach. So in addition to our own solid waste team members and public works, as we always are, we're ready to deal with whatever we're dealt with during hurricane season. The budget process, I'm currently working with department heads to finish the update to the 5-year capital plan, and it'll be forwarded to the City Commission and the Finance Budget Committee before June 17th. The next budget milestone date will be the delivery of the general fund and the solid waste budgets on or before July the 3rd. After those budgets and the updated capital improvement plan are delivered, since we have your members on the commission, Dan Carpenter, the finance director, and I will set times to meet with each of the commission members individually, go page by page through those documents and answer any questions to get you ready for a work session scheduled for the budget calendar, and then two budget public hearings. 4th of July, just remind the public that there'll be extra deputies and code enforcement out to enforce the fireworks law that we have. I also remind the public that it's turtle season, and that's another reason why you should not do that. And ultimately, fireworks in Indian Rocks Beach, like a lot of other cities, are against the law. And my suggestion to you would be, if you're planning on launching fireworks, you should go somewhere where it's legal, because it's not legal. And I'll tell you, we've done this for a number of years, and I told the commission years ago that if there was a thought that we would completely eliminate fireworks, that's just not going to happen. There's too many people can launch things, but we've made a lot of progress. And through the years, we've moved from education, as we did mainly the first few years, to now citing people. And there'll be some extra, we had issues New Year's Eve with people burning things on the beach, and without going into what we're planning on doing, there'll be some extra eyes on the beach to catch people if they do that again. One thing that's brought up with trash cans, one of the things I did when I was out of the office for a few days is I authorized a purchase order where we're going to add an additional trash can to each beach access. And then you'll see in the proposed budget, there's some other enhancements to keeping the beach a little tidier, which is going to involve 1 or 2 more people, but they would be focused on the beach. Dean and I met actually on that yesterday. And we have to all remember that we have thousands of people on the beach every day, every week. And we're probably just going to have to rethink, tighten up how we do it. Our solid waste guys do a good job picking it up, but just the volume of people, and I think through the additional cans and through what we'll propose in the budget, we can address that. The last personal thing I would say is, I was reminded recently what a great place it is to work here. My mother at 88 years old passed, and that's been something my brother and sister and I have been dealing with for several weeks. And I was reminded how awesome IRB people are, because text messages, phone calls, we still are getting cards in the mail, and I just want to thank the commission and the public and the people that I work with for caring, and that's one of the great things about Indian Rocks Beach, is one of the awesome places it is.
Thank you, Greg. Now let's do a report of the City Commission. Hope, do you have anything this evening?
I don't really have too much. I've just been out in the community trying to do my best as the newest commissioner to have meetings with people who are more experienced than myself, who are no longer here. So That's been great, meeting with Greg, and Lauren is a wonderful asset. So I've just been doing a lot of homework, talking to a lot of residents, trying to make sure that I can be the best for everyone. The one thing, there's not a lot of people here today, but the food pantry, a while ago, they posted on social media, I just happened to see it because it's one of those big groups, but they needed help unloading, and I have willing and able young men that live with me, so I sent them over to help and do that. But the one that helps the most, he's going to be traveling. So he'll be all over the country, so they just need a little bit of help with that kind of lifting. I think it's still Miss Connie over there. She needs some help. It only takes an hour a day. And then also, that being said, I saw today a long list of items that they are really in need of. So sometimes those social media things are kind of hard to see if you're not stalking the page constantly. So any of us who have a social media presence and can get that out there, we should post it so everybody's aware of what they need. So that's all I have to do.
Thank you both.
Yes, ma'am.
Vice Mayor Wilson?
As Greg said, the sandbags really aren't the way to go. At the last Big C meeting, there were a couple of residents from Reddington's, and they have developed a really nice presentation on things that are better than sandbags, including which aisle at Home Depot. So hopefully I'll come in, and when Greg gets settled this week, and maybe we can talk about having them come down. They've given the presentation in several of the other beach cities, and it's really gone over well. And the last thing is, hello, Cindy. And thank you for the kind words when we were in the pasta aisle yesterday at Publix. So she'll know who it is because she's watching.
Thank you, Jan. John, do you have anything to report?
It looks like the Rotary is going to have Flag for Service and Memorial Service on June the 14th. Also, there's going to be a blood drive on Saturday, June the 15th over at Cole Park from 9:30 in the morning till 3. So if you want to give blood, go on down there. They're giving $20 e-gift cards for anyone. Also, I spoke with Greg earlier this morning, and we're going to be getting together and having a powwow over the beach parking on some solutions that we can come up with. It looks like the parking out at the beach has been free. We're the last beach to have it, so it looks like we're going to be getting involved in that. So we're going to be having a meeting on getting everything put together. It'll be presented to everybody. So, besides that, that's all I got for now.
Thank you, John.
Cool.
Well, Greg and I had a meeting with Senator Nick DeSigley today. And we had a pretty pleasant conversation about maybe how he can help the city of Indian Rocks Beach with some projects we have going on. So we're going to probably be moving more into that direction this fall, looking at projects where the state can actually support it with some funding. So I'm really happy that's going on. And Greg, I brought you a card from all of us, and we express our condolences for the loss of your mother. Thank you, everyone.
Mayor, we might just, out of courtesy, ask Jude if we can communicate like this meeting. I think. Jude, do you have anything? I guess not.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So I don't think we have any additions or deletions. Let's move on to the consent agenda.
There are 3 items on the consent agenda, Madam Mayor. Item A, approval of the May 14, 2024 City Commission meeting minutes. Item B, reappointment of Karen O'Donnell to the Board of Adjustment and Appeals for a 3-year term expiring June 30th, 2027. And item C, proclamation for June 2024 LGBTQ Pride Month. Those are the only 3 items on the consent agenda, Madam Mayor.
Does anyone have any questions about that?
No.
Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I'll second the motion
Thanks, Jude.
to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, Jude. Motion carries.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion
Aye.
carries. All right, then we don't have any public hearings, other legislative matters, no work sessions this evening, no other business. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion for adjournment.
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Aye.
Thank you for coming to the meeting.